VanDenheuvel. And like I said earlier, I am from Bertha. I lived there my entire life. When I turned 18, I joined the Minnesota Army National Guard, went to a year of basic training, and I don't know what that noise is all about. But yeah, so then after that, I went to South Dakota State University for 2 years. And while I was there, I had a pretty deep conversion to the faith. And so after that, I joined seminary. And now I'm a college 3 seminarian at Immaculate Heart of Mary in Winona. And I think
what's
Scott,
your favorite part about seminary?
Favorite part about seminary? Probably the fraternity with all the other seminarians. Spending time with the guys, growing with them.
And I think Joseph was trying to appoint Scott to go next.
Sure.
All right, so I'm Scott Kahler. I grew up in Little Falls, went to a private Catholic family, went to a Catholic elementary and middle school. Pretty good, just upbringing, but as for myself, wasn't really all that strong in my faith, but I had a pretty good group of friends, and we decided after my 8th grade year to go on a Steubenville retreat, and that was probably my real big conversion experience right there. So then after that, I think like my sophomore year, I felt a call to priesthood, and I just kind of wrestled with that for a while. And then like coming up to my senior year, I pretty much decided that seminary is where I'm called to go, and got the application, turned it in, and now I'm at IHM Seminary as well. I'm a first-year freshman right out of high school, and so yeah, that's pretty much it.
And what is your favorite part about seminary?
Well, Joseph kind of stole mine, but I was gonna say fraternity and just being around with people. I just like the community and everyone, a good group of guys all being together, you know, all the same goal in mind, and yeah, it's good.
Should we bounce to Nolan? Nolan, are you ready?
Yes, I can go. So yeah, I'm from Breckenridge, Minnesota, which is way out on the westward side of the diocese. So like right on the border of North Dakota, Minnesota. Super small town, farming community. We have more cornfields than people, it seems like. Yeah, so I grew up out there. Some of my hobbies were, I was big into livestock growing up, showing livestock. So I showed goats and rabbits and chickens. And so animals were definitely my, I loved animals. I was working at a zoo for a while, and that's what I was going to do for a career. And then I kind of went through a longer period of conversion, and then just coming out of that, I just knew that I wanted to, live for the church in some way and serve Christ and serve others, which eventually led me to thinking about seminary. And now I'm here. I just, this is my first year at Saint John Vianney. So not where these guys go, but the other college seminary in St. Paul, down at St. Thomas. I know there's a little rivalry in-house about IHM versus SJV, so it's a lot of fun. But so I don't know, I guess my favorite part is definitely prayer. We have daily mass, holy hour together, liturgy of the hours. Just have grown really deep into the spiritual life this year, which is awesome. So definitely my favorite part.
And what has been the thing you've missed the most of coming to St. Anne's, I guess, not being at seminary?
I guess for me, well, one of the big things is just being up there in the cities and being on campus. Have a lot of friends, obviously, in the seminary that I don't get to see, but also a lot of friends on campus that I don't get to see on a regular basis. A lot of them are like in Alabama and Michigan and Chicago, so just like all over the place. But yeah, also just being up in the cities, being in a small town my whole life. I loved being in the big city and having something to do every day if I really wanted to. So I definitely miss that as well.
Scott, what have you missed the most?
For me, I think it's probably yeah, friends, like a lot of friends at seminary, and missing out on that. But then also it's just some of the things that the seminary always has available for you, like just they have like spiritual direction always set up for you, and like holy hour times and confession times always set up, and it's kind of nice to have that just kind of more readily available. I mean, it's still as available, but you kind of have to go out and seek it more on your own instead of just kind of like having a time like this is when things are scheduled. And yeah, that's pretty much it.